Yale historian Timothy Snyder told The Guardian, Trump is a little guy and Musk is a big guy when it actually comes to money. And I think if you were a friend of Trump, you would be worried. No one voted to send this billionaire to the White House, but there he is, pulling all of the strings, exerting control over Republicans and influencing policy. The puppet master.
I mean, this is a guy who has always decided that he wanted to surround himself with people that had money and or power. And right now, all he cares about is money. Listen, for those that felt like he was going to be their savior and be the guy that was looking out for the middle class, he has never been middle class. And so he's not looking out for them. We know that he is filling his cabinet, or at least attempting to fill his cabinet with other people that are very wealthy. He is looking out for his future and what that will look like. And so that's why it is difficult for him to cut the strings, because he needs Elon.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Jasmine Crockett didn't hold back. And why should she? Elon Musk isn't just another billionaire. He's a walking, talking national security risk. And she made that abundantly clear.
I think the threat is already here. I don't think that this is a matter of if, but a matter of when. And it is one of the reasons that I am attempting to continue my service on the Oversight Committee. Him sitting in these rooms, with him not necessarily being put into a position where he has to be Senate confirmed, with him being able to actually basically puppeteer the incoming president and having his own individual interests, whether we're talking about the contracts that he's looking for, those defense contracts, you know, those federal dollars, I'm sure those are not the ones that he's going to seek to cut. We really need to make sure that we are highlighting this for the American people and doing everything that we can, even if it means that we've got to go to Trump's Supreme Court and try to get them to do what they are supposed to do, which is to follow precedents and follow the law and follow the Constitution.
Musk's unchecked power, his cozy relationships with foreign leaders like Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, and his growing control over critical infrastructure aren't just red flags. They're full-on alarm bells. Jasmine Crockett's warnings weren't limited to Musk's foreign ties. She also took aim at his hypocrisy when it comes to immigration.
It seems like we're living in the upside down, and we need some real adults in the room. And right now, I don't see that he has picked any to surround himself with that will talk about the fact that this is not The Apprentice. This is not a TV show. This is real life, and real Americans are relying on him to step up to the plate and actually be the president of the United States and not be a guy that is going to submit himself to the likes of Xi Jinping.
Musk has been very public about his support for expanding the H-1B visa program, which allows skilled foreign workers to come to the United States and contribute to industries like tech. And while I have no issues with that, immigrants are the backbone of this country. It's Musk's do as I say, not as I do approach that's the problem. Musk himself is a product of the H-1B visa system. He built his entire platform on immigrant labor. But at the same time, he cozied up to Maga, a movement built on demonizing immigration. He thought Maga voters were too dumb to notice, but here's the kicker. They did notice, and now they are furious. Maga thought Musk was their guy. They believed he was a billionaire savior who'd fight for their American first agenda. But now they're watching as he advocates for immigration policies that prioritize cheap, skilled labor over American workers. And if that wasn't insulting enough, Musk has openly trashed American workers, calling them lazy, uneducated, and worse. For a movement that prides itself on working class values, this is the ultimate betrayal. And the fallout? Oh, it's glorious chaos. MSNBC summed it up perfectly. The girls are fighting.
Honey, the girls are fighting. The girls are fighting.
So let me get this straight. So Vivek Ramaswamy, I mean, he just didn't write a tweet. He wrote a...
Screed. It was a screed.
Screed. I mean, it just went on. And he laid out basically, y'all white folks out here should have been focused on doing a little bit more Urkel than anything else.
Less Stefan. There's nothing wrong with people who are not from this country coming here, making a better life, contributing to the American fabric. Okay, that's something I fundamentally believe in. America is a land of the free, home of the brave, all that good stuff that Elon Musk was tweeting about. However, please don't come for Americans. And I would like, let's be very clear, I would like white Americans to stand up. This is your calling card, honey. Where's your banner? Because they coming for you. They said y'all white and lazy. That's crazy.
Well,
that's crazy.
what I
and
find
if
is interesting.
Y'all would be coming for me.
Well,
I would never say that because that's insane.
The cracks are showing across Maga as people realize that Musk was never one of them. He used the movement to further his own interests, and now they're turning on him. The irony is rich. Musk spent millions trying to buy Maga's favor, but he didn't account for the fact that loyalty in this crowd is fleeting at best. And Musk's troubles don't end there. His relationships with foreign powers are becoming impossible to ignore. But this isn't just about Musk shaking hands with dictators. It's about the bigger picture. How one man with no oversight can manipulate global conflicts, steer policy, and destabilize democracies while playing both sides for profit. Take Starlink, for example. Musk's satellite internet service has been praised as a game changer, especially in war-torn areas like Ukraine. But what happens when Musk decides he doesn't like how it's being used? We saw exactly that when Ukraine planned a drone strike against Russian forces. Musk shut it down by disabling Starlink access, claiming he didn't want to escalate the conflict. Meanwhile, Starlink remains operational in Russia, providing a communications lifeline to the very forces Ukraine is fighting. That's not neutrality. That's Musk acting as judge, jury, and executioner in a war he has no business dictating. And let's not pretend that this is an isolated incident. In the country of Georgia, not the state but the nation, people are questioning how their elections ended up electing a pro-Russian government while simultaneously pushing for European Union membership. It's the same kind of baffling contradiction that we saw in the United States, where swing states somehow voted for down-ballot Democrats while also handing Trump a win. What's the common denominator? Unregulated, influential platforms like Starlink and Musk's X, which amplify disinformation and allow manipulation to flourish unchecked. Musk has been seen holding high-level meetings with Xi Jinping, attending state events in China, and engaging in activities that raise serious questions about his priorities. This isn't just bad optics, it's a national security nightmare. Simone Sanders put it best when she said, "White America, they're coming for you." Musk's rhetoric isn't just targeting immigrants, it's targeting everyone. By advocating for more foreign labor while trashing American workers, he's managed to alienate even his staunchest allies. And this isn't just about Musk. It's about a movement that's falling apart under the weight of its own contradictions. Look no further than Executive Order 13848. This was the order Trump reluctantly signed after his humiliating Helsinki meeting with Putin, where he sided with Russia over U.S. intelligence agencies. Now, that same order is being used to impose sanctions on Russian and Iranian entities for interfering in United States elections. These sanctions are no small matter. They're freezing assets, blocking funds, and targeting networks tied to Russian intelligence and Iran's Revolutionary Guard. The big question is, will this be the domino that brings the whole house of cards down? Because if the United States government fully enforces these measures, it could expose the very players Trump and Musk have been protecting all along. And don't forget that the global stakes, Greenland, Canada, and Panama, are more than just names on a map. They're key flashpoints in this power struggle. Greenland houses a vital NATO hub that protects Europe from Russian aggression. Canada controls massive oil reserves and critical maritime routes. And Panama's sanctions on Russian ships are disrupting supply lines that Russia relies on. Trump's policies undermine these allies at every turn. Who benefited? Russia, plain and simple. Jasmine Crockett has been sounding the alarm, and we'd better start listening. This isn't just about Musk, Maga, or Trump. It's about a global power struggle where America's interests are being sold out piece by piece. Here's the reality. People are waking up. You can't take away Social Security and Medicare, trash the working class, and expect them to just sit quietly. And let's not forget the enablers. Adam Kinzinger called out the pastors who sold their congregations on the idea that Trump was sent by God and that Democrats were evil. These pastors knew better, but they chose money over morality. They were afraid their churches would empty out if they told the truth, so they doubled down on the lies instead. The cracks are showing, the lies are unraveling, and the people are finally waking up. Musk, Trump, MAGA, they're all a part of the same rotten system. But the more people see through their scheme, the harder it will be for them to hold on to power. The question now is, what are we going to do about it? Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.